Hello and welcome to everyone. Jai Bhim, Jai Bharat, Namo Buddhaya. I am Nikhil Sablania from New Delhi, and today I have with me Mr. Amritlal Rawal, Professor Amritlal Rawal ji. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you.
at such a short notice. Dear friends, whoever are watching this show, this would be a very special show because it concerns with the present problems of our democracy. This show is based on one of the speeches of Dr. Ambedkar on conditions precedent for the successful working of democracy. In this show, I will give some of the conditions along with the definition of democracy given by Dr. Ambedkar, and then Mr. Amritlal Rawal will relate that to our present situation, whether are we fulfilling those conditions for a successful democracy or not. So starting with the definition of democracy, along with some references of democracy that Dr. Ambedkar has given, he talks about democracy, that democracy is not always same in all the countries. Further, he says that democracy always undergoes changes in purposes. And what demarcates democracy from the rule of the king is that in the rule of the king, the purpose is for the welfare of the king and his family, or we can say for the welfare of oligarchs. But in democracy, it is to bring about the welfare of the people. As you know, that democracy means demo plus crazy. Demo means people, crazy means to rule. That is rule of the people, as said by Washington, that it is democracy is for the people, by the people, and of the people. As you know, you must have read that. Then finally, Dr. Ambedkar gives the definition, his definition of democracy, in which he says that my definition of democracy is a form and method of government whereby revolutionary changes in the economic and social life of the people are brought about without bloodshed. So the changes which are revolutionary are brought without bloodshed. This is what is the definition of Dr. Ambedkar ji. So, Mr. Amritlal Rawal ji, this is my first question, and you have not much time because there are a lot of questions I am going to ask because I have to start the conditions and there are many conditions. So you will have 2 to 3 minutes time for each question. So please, are you satisfied with this definition of Dr. Ambedkar that it is a method to bring the revolutionary changes and the changes should be in economic and social life of the people without bloodshed? Are we on?
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for inviting me on your channel. And the topic of today is very, very interesting. In fact, this is a very intellectually inspiring topic. The first thing is that Dr. Ambedkar was right when he said that democracy means that changes should be brought about by peaceful means. And so far as I am concerned, I have always believed in this that in 1999, 19th of June 1999, I lodged a complaint with the Election Commission of India saying that the faces of two leaders of Congress are always seen on the Doordarshan and All India Radio, and I said that Doordarshan and All India Radio are run with the help of the money which is given by the people as taxes. So therefore, all the parties should be invited to Doordarshan and All India Radio. So the matter went to court, and I received a telephone call from a lawyer. So he said, "What do you do?" I said, I teach in a college. He said, okay, you are a master. I said, yes, I am a master actually. I mean, he was Kapil Sibal. So he said he is a big lawyer, very big lawyer. So the court decided that all the registered political parties should get time on Doordarshan and All India Radio. So I think this was a change, a revolutionary change, but no credit was given to me. Delhi University established equal opportunity cell because in my letter I had said that equal opportunity should be given to all the candidates who contest. So equal opportunity cell was created in Delhi University, but I was never called there. So in fact, for 43 years I taught in a college, and I was not invited even to the governing body meeting of the college. Even though the teachers or teacher representatives on governing bodies, they were changed every 2 years by rotation. So all these things, they just disappeared from my life. I don't know why.
So you are trying to say this like, so we are not going in the right way. You are trying to say that there is a bloodshed going on through money power, through the administrative power. I mean, the people who are already in the control are not letting the people. This is another kind of bloodshed, economic bloodshed.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, this is a non-violent bloodshed, and it has been going on, very quietly, and it is being managed.
Okay, I will come to the first condition which Dr. Ambedkar says that the first condition, which I think is a condition precedent for the successful working of democracy, is that there must be no glaring inequalities in the society. There must be no glaring inequalities in the society, that there must be no oppressed class, there must be not a suppressed class, there must not be a class which has got all the privileges and class which has got all the burden to carry. So he talks about this thing, and on this he gives an example that when Lincoln was there, so Lincoln said that a house divided against cannot stand. This means that a society divided cannot stand. So the social cleavage shouldn't be there for a successful democracy. One of the deep cleavages between the class and class are going to be one of the greatest hindrance in the successful democracy. Have we overcome these differences between the classes to make our democracy successful? Do you think so?
No, I mean the differences, still exist. Differences mean the bias exists, to a very great extent, and it is this bias, which guides our hand, which guides the hands and the decisions of the decision makers. They can give something to somebody and deny the same thing to others, even though they deserve it. So this is the reason that this caste based, caste based, attitude is wrong. That is, every person should be considered as equal, and only then you can have a fair play in administration. I mean, why should anyone be denied what he deserves? When I was teaching in my college, my principal said that you distribute the money which is allotted to the students of the Northeast. So I mean, I put out a notice saying that all those students who belong to SC and ST and OBC classes, they should submit their applications for distribution of money. So then it was given by to all the people, but I was told by the office people that the that previously the money was given only to one or two people. So I said, why should it have been given to one or two people, two students, when the money was meant for all who belong to that class, SC, ST, OBC classes. So therefore, I distributed money equally to all the students who had applied with proper papers. So this is the way, and I suspect that the money which was given to one or two people earlier, it went to undesiring hands, Naxalites, I believe. I may be wrong also, but this
So
is my
what you are trying
yeah.
to say is like the distribution of wealth, whether in terms
Yes,
of material wealth or in terms of the intellectual wealth, is not distributed. So cleavage is there. There's a social cleavage, as
yes,
Dr. Ambedkar said. I understand what you are trying to say. I will come to the next condition, which he says that the second thing which is successful for a successful working of a democracy requires is the existence of opposition. A strong opposition is required, and on this, he says, starting with the party system, that the party system is good system and should be tolerated. Upon this question, there are some conditions precedent to this party system, and that a democracy means a veto of power. A veto of power means the power to oppose, the power to say no. Democracy is a contradiction of hereditary. So again, another rule he is putting, that democracy, if the question of hereditary comes, then certainly there would be no power of veto. It should not have authority or autocratic authority. So not no hereditary authority and no autocratic authority. And on this he has given some examples also, and with that he writes, a democracy is not satisfied with a quinquennial veto, that the government should go at the end of 5 years only to the people, and in the meantime there should be nobody to question the authority of the governments. And at other places he also writes that opposition also means to protect the minorities, and somewhere he has written that the fundamental right means that the majority will not have below the belt, below the waist, below the belt attack on minority, and the fundamental rights means protection of the minority. And at some places he also has criticized the majority rule and said that one should not follow it much, because most of the time the governments are created by the minority votes. So what do you think, as he's other things which is he's writing is like about the revenue which the newspaper and press have. Nowadays we can see that the TV channels, newspapers, even today are getting revenue from the government. Under such circumstances, how could an opposition can speak, can raise its voice? Democracy means that nobody has any perpetual authority to rule. This is what he is saying. Opposition is a condition precedent for democracy. What is your stand on this? Are we fulfilling this condition now?
No, I think we are not fulfilling any of the conditions which you have delineated, because first of all, power is considered to be perpetual. If a family has one MP, then he thinks that his followers or his predecessor or his successor should also be from the same family. I can give you an example. For example, Mr. P.N. Sangma was the president of his party, National People's Party. So I went to his office and I said that I want to be a member. His PA was there. He said that Mr. Sangma is inside. So I talked to him on phone, and he said that no, he has left. Well, Mr. Sangma did not even want to meet me personally. So I thought that what is the reason? It's the name is very big, National Party, People's Party of India. So I realized that since Meghalaya is a small state, therefore he has two children. One of them would be an MP, the other would be the Chief Minister of Meghalaya. So in this way, he wanted to keep the politics, the power of Meghalaya in his own hands. Similar is the case in Jammu and Kashmir. The three families which have ruled Jammu and Kashmir for the last 75 years, they also do not encourage others. For example, the name of National Conference was previously Muslim Conference, but it was changed to National Conference to look like a secular party. But they don't invite others, they don't encourage others to join because they think that their party would go out of their hands. If it is really national conference, then it
I
should
think,
go
I
out.
think, I think, sir, it is a case with. I think we need not to know so many examples because it's the case with everywhere in all the parties. My another
Yes,
question
yes.
is that it is only happening in the parties, but if we can see in the judiciary also and in the executive also, there are families of IPS officers, there are families of judges. One chief justice has become who was a son of the previous chief justice of India. So these are the things like executive and judiciary are also going with hereditary rule. And apart from that, I also talked about the opposition. Do we have power of opposition in the recent times when the Rahul Gandhi's membership was cancelled? Do you think opposition has any power when there is so much money is flooded by the Modi government to the newspapers? Do you think so?
You see, so far as Rahul Gandhi's case is concerned, he was, debarred by a court of law, and the next day he went out to the streets wearing black flags, so wearing black clothes. So I always said that a person who does not respect the law, a person who does not respect the court, does not have any right to sit in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. His president also, Khadge also said कि तुम्हारे घर में की अलमारी में खोल के उसको निकाल के पैसे हम बांट देंगे. ये दिस इज अ लैंग्वेज ऑफ an aggressor
No, but
and a looter.
overall, if you see opposition is not only in the parliament, but opposition also consists of the journalists who are talking. Do
Yes,
they have
you
power?
are right.
Do there are many channels which are blocked? Does
You see, I mentioned this matter about Rahul Gandhi wearing black clothes and taking out a procession. I mentioned it at Connaught Place at Rajiv Chowk, and the person who is conducting a very popular show told me next day not to come to his show. So I don't go there now. I have never been there because since he asked me not to come, so I should not go. I mean, it is a public show. It is being held at a public place with the permission of the police. Because I also tried to set up a
sir,
similar show there.
I understand you must be having so many experiences. What I am trying to ask you that we should focus on this opposition. That are we having the power of opposition? You are siding with the opposition. What about the government? Is government allowing the opposition to speak? People are journalists are arrested. The FI this RTI activists are murdered in our democracy. Do you think any opposition has any power left in our democracy?
No, actually, opposition should have, such people who are of high stature. People, who
Do you
don't
think the
do anything,
government
who
is
don't
having
contribute.
government is having a people of high stature? Do you
No, no,
think? No.
let me please
This
complete.
is this is again
I'm
you are
saying
bringing the
that,
class issue. You are bringing the class issue. You are saying that opposition, like the people who are running YouTube channels, the journalists who are writing, the FIA activists who are murdered and then thrown in the septic tank. These people don't have high stature. Who are working for the country,
no, no, everybody has a right to say
and they
whatever
don't
he or
have a
she
high
wants to
stature.
say. No, they have a high stature. Why not? Even if they don't have a high stature, they have a right to live.
Even
What
if
I'm
you look
trying to
at the
say
history
is
of
that,
if you look at the history of Bharatiya Janata Party,
you
they
see,
started their
no, what
whole
I'm
campaigning. They started their whole campaigning with caricatures of Nehru, Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi. He is a Muslim. All caricature, all the misinformation they have given. Under such circumstances, now they are running in the government. The money they are flooded. They have their partners have bought the TV channels. I am not denying that Congress has not done this thing. But what you are saying that opposition should have high stature. So people who are speaking against the policies of government in the form of opposition, don't they have high stature? Then
no,
who
they
will
should
speak?
have.
Then who
Actually,
will
I'll
speak?
just give you an example. When Mr. The present vice president of India, Mr. Dhankar, he is the chairman of Rajya Sabha. So he was mimicked. Mimicry was done. Why was he mocked and inside the premises of the Rajya Sabha?
I
It
am
is,
talking
it
about
shows.
overall things, not about personal. There could be something wrong in him also. What I am saying, if you will go into these examples, they are enumerated examples. I am trying to get an overall picture, as I have given so many examples from the functioning. Not only opposition in parliament, with
Actually,
outside parliament, there is also opposition. As he has, because it is not that I am adding from myself. He has given an example of the press. That is what I am adding. The freedom of press is not there, or people are arrested, people their channels are blocked. That is what I am asking. And then there is about the heredity, the other factors, executive, judiciary, they also have people from same families getting the post. So this is what I am trying to get the overall picture of our democracy, that under such overall things, do you think our democracy
Actually,
will be successful?
when Mr. Thankar was the governor of West Bengal, he himself went to protect the people, the minority, and I
But
mean
I am
the
not going
Hindus
into the
there.
personal things. See, if you go into
No,
the
no, these are not personal things.
if you
No,
go
these
into
are
the
not
example, there
personal
could be
things.
many examples.
He was giving his own. He was doing his own duty towards the people of West Bengal. So therefore, people from West Bengal, they always mimicked him. They always ridiculed him in the Rajya Sabha and
So that
outside.
everyone
Uh,
does. I am not denying. I am not denying. Congress also does. Trinamool also does. Everyone does. But I am talking about the overall. Even if the people mimic, does that give the power or authority to the government to pick the people and send to the jails? In any case, not in this particular case. There are cases. Even the Trinamool Congress has picked one girl from BJP. BJP has also picked some journalists also. They all are doing this thing. I am blaming everyone, not a particular party. Are they
no,
protecting? Are they giving? Are they fulfilling the condition for a successful democracy on these
no, they are
parameters?
not fulfilling the conditions of democracy as delineated by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar.
Yeah,
I
this is what.
hold high respect for Dr. Ambedkar. That is why I think that whatever he said is being violated for the last so many years.
That is what is important.
If
What he is
you
saying, that it is violated. We are putting statues of Dr. Ambedkar. Every party wants to celebrate Dr. Ambedkar, but these are his principles. Are they following these principles? His principles. That's the question. And
no,
my next, his next
his
position,
principles have not been followed.
his next,
When Indira Gandhi was removed from her office, then she should have resigned and she should not have imposed
Any example
emergency.
you would like to
She,
give about Mr. Modi, how he is suppressing the opposition?
no, about Mr. Modi, I can't see any.
You
How
can't
is
see
he?
because
In fact,
channels are purchased, so many journalists are removed, so many
no, but
channels are
nobody can
barred, so
purchase his
many YouTube
marriage.
channels have been blocked, so much money is floated into the newspaper for big advertisements, and you can't see. Anyway, that is your
No,
point. We
I
will
don't
come to the
have
next
any
question.
advertisement.
Fine, that's your in the parliament. We are in part of parliamentary democracy, so we should focus more on our discussion. And our next condition, which Dr. Ambedkar says, is the third condition is the equality in law and administration. And he says that law is like a skeleton, but it is the administration that the executive and also the judiciary has to fulfill it. And he says, gives an
Yes.
example, if there's a license Raj, suppose, and the people who belong to a same party who is in the government, they will definitely give preference to those people. Then he gives another example of a system. This was a system there, some system, and in the United States that people who helped the government were given preference, and this system was called spoil system. And then they abolished this system. And then he gave an example of himself that when he was PWD minister, a secretary of Lord Linlithgow came to him, and he was planning the construction of a barrage over Yamuna River, and the secretary wanted the barrage named after Lord Linlithgow. And then Dr. Ambedkar consulted with another officer, and he said that we must not do such thing at all. This is not a practice in England. So what he is saying that the administration influencing the democracy, influencing the like naming of the places. It means
Yes, yes, yes.
administration is like suppressed by the political pressure. Sir, could you please be fast? Because there are so many things, because that is why I was asking you to not give examples, because then there are so many
Okay.
conditions left. So do you think?
Okay, whatever you have said, I agree. I agree with whatever you have said that it should be equal. I can give you just one example that the President of India, Dr. K.R. Narayanan, he was not sure whether his speeches would be published by the Department of Publications, Government of India, even though he was the President of India at the time. So he sent those speeches to me. So if the President is not sure that his government would publish his speeches, then this is the biggest example of bias, against those who do hard work. And he had given very noble speeches. If you read those speeches, then you will say that he was on the lines of Dr. Ambedkar.
What about the administration? Or administration influence?
Administration, this involves administration also. I mean, people who do
Is the
not.
administration today is not influenced by the is the administration today is not influenced by the politicians, transfers of the
Of course,
people,
it is.
demotions, a
It is.
person
It is
from BSF
influenced by.
raising a question of the food given in the BSF.
Yeah, I mean, whatever food is given, if it is not of good quality, then it should be
But why?
replaced. The
Okay,
quality
the
of
next
food should be
condition,
good.
I will come to the next condition. The fourth condition is, he says that the fourth condition precedent, in my judgment, for the successful working of a democracy is observance of constitutional morality. And on constitutional morality, he gave the example of Washington, that Washington was made president. He finished his second term, and people wanted to make him the second term, and he said that no, I won't go. Even if he wanted to make me 10 times, I won't go. They could have made him, So he said, my dear people, you have forgotten the purpose for which we have made this constitution. We made this constitution because we did not want a hereditary monarchy, and we did not want a hereditary rule or a dictator. So this example he gave. Another example he gave, that there was a question of a king's marriage by morgantic, for a morgantic marriage. That king wanted to marry outside the rules, outside a family, but that was not allowed by the constitution, and the parliamentarians went against the king, went with the constitution. Nowadays, do you see that constitutional morality? Are our politicians following that? Are they really going with the
Actually,
constitution?
there was a report. There was a report that Mr. Trump may contest for the third time. Now you
Sir,
compare
I have
Mr.
given
Trump with
example
George
outside.
Washington.
Can you come, please talk about India? I have already given example of
Since
outside.
you have referred
Can you
to
talk
George
about India
Washington, he was a
as a?
great man, and since these two comparisons, they speak volumes of the current politics in India and also in West Asia at present. I mean, the difference is very clear. So similarly, the attitude of Indian politicians like Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan and the others, who came afterwards, they can be compared. One of the presidents signed the emergency declaration when he was in the bathroom. So a cartoon was published in Indian Express saying that the president was in the bathroom and then he signed. He was asked to sign the declaration of emergency. Yeah, so he signed it. So now this is a difference between the people. So that is why I said that people of stature should be sent to Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha.
Another,
Whereas now the thing is that a person who is very highly educated and he teaches in social sciences department of Delhi University, he is protecting, he is serving as a personal servant of the Dhananand of today. Lalu Prasad is the Dhananand of today, whereas Chanakya had, single-handedly disposed of Dhananand of those times of Magad. So where there is a great fall in the stature and character of the people who go to Rajya Sabha. You see a lady,
so, but what
I mean, I
you are
can,
saying that, but that I understand. But are we presently following constitutional morality? Are we going with the
are
constitutional
we?
things? Are we going with the constitutional things? Constitution says that the tribal area should be ruled by the tribal customs. We are entering into their areas, taking their resources, putting them into the jails. Are we going with that constitutional
No,
morality?
no, I mean, I'm not sure of what topic are you talking on. The areas, whose areas?
Another condition, he says that in the name of democracy, there must be no tyranny of the majority over minority. No tyranny of the majority over minority. He gives example when there were 650 members in the British Parliament and opposition had only 50 members. The 50 members, there was hardly any incident that 50 members couldn't speak what they wanted to speak. Now, you see, is there, we can say that the minority has any stand in the democracy, not only in the parliament but also outside the parliament. 15% of Muslims, do they have any good representation? Is there minorities?
No, they do. They do speak. Actually, the thing is that if they want to say anything in the parliament, they should seek time from the speaker and then say whatever they want to say. There is no restriction on that. It depends upon the availability of time and the number of speakers who want to speak or raise questions. I don't think there is any discrimination against the minorities.
Okay, next question is, next condition which he says is that democracy does require the functional of moral order in society. about this moral order in society, do you think that the order of our society, with so much distinctions, we have moral order in society with so much classifications, so much differences, can the moral order be maintained? Do you think so?
Yes, no, moral order has always to be there, whatever be the caste or the society or the religion. The problem is that if there is no moral order, then everything collapses. I mean, everything collapses if there is no moral order in public life. This is actually what is happening now.
Another thing he says about the public conscience, and but he also writes at other places that about the public conscience, that in India people are conscienced by their caste or their class. Do you think under such circumstances, or by the religion, they are biased by their religion, caste, public conscience? And what his public conscience is, it means, he says that you are agitated at every wrong, no matter who is sufferer, and it means that everyone, whether he suffers that particular wrong or not, you are prepared to join them. Our society
Yes,
like this?
these are very great words of Dr. Ambedkar, which shall inspire everyone in the future. He says
These
that
are very
every
great words. I understand you are going with this. Time is getting up. I'm sorry. That's why I was stopping you, not to give examples. So the time would be over. Those who wanted to read books of Dr. Ambedkar can call me, and books by Professor Amritlal Rawal. My number is 8527533051. We have a website, nspmart.com. Another number is 88511 Thank you, Professor Amritlal Rawal. I will continue in another program with you.
thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Yes, thank you very much for inviting me on this program, intellectual program.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.